Hello, welcome to Celtic Crossroads from KILT Studios. I'm your presenter, Kenton Adler, Director of Advancement for Scottish Heritage at Lyon College in Batesville, Arkansas. Join me now as we explore an hour of music and story from all corners of the Celtic world. Our show is made possible in part by the Campbell Collection, a generous gift from the estate of the Duke of Earl, the late Robert Louis Campbell of Earl, Arkansas. The collection consists of music and literature now housed in the archives of the Lyon College Mabie Simpson Library, and by the Lyon College Scottish Heritage Program.
to see this drama so far from me. Destiny on fate's aching way, while we over his shores, heart sitting over the tree. But take me back. Take me
Long Ago and Far Away, the Celtic tribute to Led Zeppelin, we just heard the Bron Yar Stomp. Prior to that, from Runrig and their album Celtic Glory, we heard a live version of a tune called Skye, as in the Isle of Skye, S-K-Y-E. Just before Runrig, we heard Pipe Major Stuart Little from his new album, Garin, and he performed a hornpipe version of the Highland Wedding, followed by the Cameronian Rant. And we started the program off with Battlefield Band with Alison Kennard from Music in Trust with a tune called Goat Fell. You're listening to Celtic Crossroads. Now we're going to hear from a band called Docus, and this is the album A Second Glance and Denny's Set.
Dee-ah-dee, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-do. Diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da-da, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-do. Dee-diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-do. Diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da-da, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-do. Dee-dum-da-dee-da-dee-do, dee-diddle-a-dee-da-dee-da-dee-do. Dum-da-dee-da-dee-do, dee-diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-do. Dee-dum-da-dee-da-dee-do, dee-diddle-a-dee-da-dee-da-dee-do. Diddle-a-dee-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-do, diddle-a-dee-dum-da-do. Dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-do. Dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-do. Da-da-dee-a-dee-da-dee-da-dee, diddle-a-dee-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-do. Dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-do, diddle-a-dee-dum-da-do. Dee-dum-da-dee-dum-da-dum-da-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-do. Diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da-da, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-do. Dee-dum-da-dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-do. Diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da-da, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-do. Dee-dum-da-dee-a-dee-do, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-da-dee-do. Dum-da-dee-a-dee-do, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-do. Dee-dum-da-dee-a-dee-do, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-da-dee-do. Diddle-a-dee-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-do, diddle-a-dee-dum-da-do. Dee-dum-da-dee-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-dum-da-do. Dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-do. Da-da-dee-a-dee-da-dee-da-dee, diddle-a-dee-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-dum-da-do. Dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-do, diddle-a-dee-dum-da-do. Dee-yum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-da-dee-dum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dee-yum, dee-da-dee-dum, dee-da-dee-dum, dee-do. Yum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-da-dee-dum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dee-yum, dee-da-dee-do, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-do. Yum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-da-dee-dum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dee-yum, dee-da-dee-dum, dee-da-dee-dum, dee-do. Yum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-da-dee-dum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dee-yum, dee-da-dee-do, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-do. Yum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dee-yum, dee-da-dee-dum, dee-da-dee-dum, dee-do. Yum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dum, dee-do. Dee-a-dee-a-yum, da-doo-dee-day-o, yum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dum, dee-do. Dee-a-dee-a-doo-dee-dum, dee-do. Yum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dum, dee-do. Dee-a-dee-a-yum, da-doo-dee-day-o, yum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dum, dee-do. Dee-a-dee-a-doo-dee-dum, dee-do. Yum, da-da-dee-da-dee-dum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dum, dee-da-dee-doo, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-do. Yum, da-da-dee-da-dee-dum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dum, dee-da-dee-dum, dee-da-dee-dum, dee-do. Yum, da-da-dee-da-dee-dum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dum, dee-da-dee-doo, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-do. Yum, da-da-dee-dum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dum, dee-da-dee-dum, dee-da-dee-dum, dee-do. Yum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dum, dee-do. Dee-a-dee-a-yum, da-doo-dee-day-o, yum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dum, dee-do. Dee-a-dee-a-doo-dee-dum, dee-do. Yum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dum, dee-do. Dee-a-dee-a-yum, sa-doo-dee-day-o, yum, diddle-a-dee-da-dee-dum, dee-do. Dee-a-dee-a-doo-dee-dum, dee-do. Diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-do. Diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da-da, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-do. Dee-dee-diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da-dum-da, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-do. Diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-dum-da-da, diddle-a-dee-diddle-a-dee-dum.
Have you ever seen a tinkless camp upon a summer's night? An actor for a market when nothing's gone right. When all the tramps and hawkers they come for hill and dale, together in the gloam and in the moss of Burrelldale. When the hill was only tippins and the tanner bocht a gel, a besom or a tillip on a shelf we I could sell. And we all forgot our troubles over a 40 smile, as we gathered in the gloam and in the moss of Burrelldale. No jock Stuart would have faked and tore his jacket off, but squeaking on his saddle Tim we all got sick of laugh. Here and now I'm on the telepons for a wee fit iron pill, and escaped them like a swarm of bees in the moss of Burrelldale. Van Nail was only tippins on that tunnel book to Jill. A bees a more at the lip on the shelf we I could sell. And we all forgot our troubles over a 40 mile. As we gathered in the gloaming in the moss of Borrowdale. No little Jimmy Docherty, a horseman great was he. He jumped on his shelties back some tracks to let us see. But a gallant shove some prickly whins, and neath the shelties tail, he cast a shot in a mossy pot in the moss of Borrowdale. When Nell was only tippins and the tunnel book to Jill. A bees a more at the lip on the shelf we I could sell. And we all forgot our troubles over a 40 mile. As we gathered in the gloaming in the moss of Borrowdale. Bedtime was nae longer here when muckle Jock McQueen, he started tuning up his pipes, he bocht in Aberdeen. He blew so hard the skin was thin, the bog begun to swell, and a wappled Jock with a sheepskin pyoke over the moss of Borrowdale. Van Nail was only tippins on the tunnel bocht to Jill. A besom or at the lip on the shelf we I could sell, and we all forgot our troubles over a 40 mile. As we gathered in the gloaming in the moss of Borrowdale. Boy, that's them sure got the pale turn off his aching head, and kick it up and off as soon enough to walk the deed. When on he said, come on, Macduff, though I should get to jail, put them up my money, your nippet for any the rose of Borrowdale. Van Nail was only tippins on the tunnel book to jail. A besom or at the lip on the shelf we I could sell, and we all forgot our troubles over a 40 mile. As we gathered in the gloaming in the moss of Borrowdale. For the dogs started barking and the cuddy roared hee-haw. The tramps and hawkers out and running sick as sack to saw. It was Docherty as blocks and like the bairns that out the hill. We shuddered with box, we all made tracks with the moss of Borrowdale. Van Nail was only tippins on the tunnel book to Jill. A besom or at the lip on the shelf we I could sell, and we all forgot our troubles over a 40 mile. As we gathered in the gloaming in the moss of Borrowdale. But the spring keertes out a date, the shelties are slow. The tramps and hawkers nowadays have longer roads to go. The arm and hair motor car of a winter goods for sale, but I'll ne'er forget the night we spent in the moss of Borrowdale. Van Nail was only tippins on the tunnel book to Jill. A besom or at the lip on the shelf we I could sell, and we all forgot our troubles over a 40 mile. As we gathered in the gloaming in the moss of Borrowdale.
My name is Kenton Adler, and you're listening to Celtic Crossroads. We started off this portion of the program with Docus and Denny's set. That was followed by John Skelton from One at a Time with The Road to Buggle Skelly and The Head of the Dug. After that, we heard from Lady Misery with Weave and Spin, and they performed a cappella the Primrose Polka and Bluebell Polka. And then we just heard from Jimmy Macbeth from Tramps and Hawkers and The Moss of Burldale. Te a Moose, on turning her up in her nest with the plough, November 1785, by Robert Burns. Wee, sleek, cowering, timorous beastie, oh, what a panic's in thy breastie. Thou needna start awa so hasty wi' bickering brattle. I would be laith to rin and chase thee wi' murder and prattle. I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union, and justifies that ill opinion which makes thee startle at me, thy poor earth-born companion and fellow mortal. I doubt not whiles, but thou may thieve. What then, poor beastie, thou maun live, and Damon icker in a thrave. Is a sma request. I'll get a blessing with the lave, and never missed. Thou wee bit housey too in ruin, it's silly whilst the winds are strewn, and naething now too big a newing, a foggage green, and bleak December's winds ensuing, baith snell and keen. Thou saw the fields laid bare and west, and weary winter coming fast, and cosy here beneath the blast thou thought to dwell, till crash!
the cruel coulter past, out through thy cell. That wee bit heap o' leaves and stibble has cost thee mony a weary nibble. Now thou's turned out for a' thy trouble, but house or hold, to all the winter sleety dribble in Cranrick called. But Mousey, thou art no thy lane, improving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes of mice and men gang after gley, and layest naught but grief and pain for promised joy. Still thou art blessed compared with me, the present only toucheth thee, but och, I backward cast my e'e on prospects drear, and forward though I cannot see, I guess and fear.
A wee bird cam to your ha door, he warbled sweet and early, and I the hour cam o his sang was ways me for Prince Cheerly. Oh, when I heard the bonny, bonny bird, the tears come dropping rarely. I took my bonnet off my head, for weel I lood Prince Cheerly. Quoth I, my bird, my bonny, bonny bird, is that a song ye borrow, or is some words ye've learned by rote, a lull to dule and sorrow? Oh no, 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 the wee bird sang, I've flown since morning early, but sick a day o' wind and rain, ways me for Prince Cheerly. On hills that are by recht his ain, he roves a lonely stranger. On every side he's pressed by want, on every hand by danger. Yestreen I met him in a glen, my heart near bursted fairly, for sadly changed indeed was he, always me for Prince Cheerly. Dark night came on, the tempest roared, loud o'er the hills and valleys. And what was that your prince lay down? Was him should be in a palace. He rode him in a slept beneath a bush o' broom. Oh, is me for Prince Charlie.
You may talk of your outings, your picnics and parties, your dinners and dances and hoolies and all, but wait till I tell you of the gas that we had on the night that we went to the Charladies' ball. I went there as Queen Anne and I went with me man. He was dressed as a monkey locked up in a cage. There was pirates and pirates and Hottentots and whatnots and stars that you'd see on the music hall stage. At the Charladies' ball, people said one and all, "You're the belle of the ball, Mrs. Mulligan." We had 1 steps and 2 steps and the devil knows what new steps. We swore that we never would be done again, beat that. We had wine, porter and lemonade. We had cocktails and cocoa and all. Ah, we'd champagnes that night, but we'd real pains next morning, the night that we danced at the Charladies' ball. There was cowboys and Indians that came from Drumconda, Sweet Francis Street, fairies, all diamonds and stars. There was one of the Roonies of the clock over Moonies, and a telegram boy as a message from Mars. Mary Moore from the lots was the queen of the Scots, with a crown out of Woolworths perched up on her dome. There was young Jimmy Whitehouse, came dressed as a lighthouse, and a Camden Street garbo that should have stayed home. At the Charladies' ball, people said one and all, "You're the belle of the ball, Mrs. Mulligan." We had 1 steps and 2 steps, and the devil knows what new steps. We swore that we never would be done again, beat that. We had wine, porter and Jameson. We had cocktails and cocoa and all. We had rumbos and tangos, half sets and fandangos, the night that we danced at the Charladies' ball. Mary Ellen O'Rourke was the queen of the dawn. By 1:30 she looked like a real dirty knight. Mickey Fadden, the bester, came dressed as a jester. He burst his balloon and dropped dead with the fright. Kevin Barr came as Boverdale stops that sinking feeling, astride of a bottle, pyjamas and all. But he bumped into Faust, who was gloriously soused, and the two of them were sunk at the end of the hall. At the Charladies' ball, people said one and all, "You're the belle of the ball, Mrs. Mulligan." We had 1 steps and 2 steps, and the devil knows what new steps. We swore that we never would be done again, beat that. We had wine, porter and Jameson. We had cocktails and cocoa and all. We'd a real stand-up fight, but we fell down to supper the night that we danced at the Charladies' ball.
That was the Toronto Metropolitan Police Pipe Band from the album On the Beat, with a set that began with the B and F Knockabout and ended with the Reel of Tulloch, and I'll give you a complete set list on the Facebook page. Before Toronto Metropolitan Police, we heard Hamish Moore and Dick Lee from Farewell to Decorum and their rendition of Farewell to Nig. Before that, we heard from Frank Hart, the album Daybreak and A Candle End with the Char Ladies Ball, and we opened this portion of the program after the Burns poem with Gene Redpath from First Flight with Where's Me Prince Charlie. We're going to end the program now with the Proclaimers and their album Sunshine on Leith with Oh Gene. You've been listening to Celtic Crossroads. I'm Kent Adler, and I hope we'll see you back here next time at the Crossroads.
I've never been lucky with girls, I confess. Don't know who to blame for my lack of success. Cause even with ones up the back of a bus, there was always a risk of a slap in the puss. But she